This week on AwesomeCast, we're talking some Windows 8 experiences, some iPad mini experiences, some Turkey Day Instagram experiences, and so much more, including a new kind of citrus for you and your family. Enjoy.
I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said now. I'm getting awesome, you're getting awesome, we're getting awesome, yeah, that's what I said.
Welcome to the AwesomeCast, guys. I'm Mike Sorg, your master of awesome ceremonies, here in the studio in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's episode 129. We're ready to kick things off and get a little nerdy. With me behind the board, as usual, is Chachi of InsertCoinToBegin.com. At Chachi Says, with a very interesting angle going on there.
I don't know what happened to it.
You're just kind of like...
Shout out to Chachi's sweater and polo combo. I respect it. I respect it a lot.
You need to teach me how to dress like that, sir, because I need to figure out this layered look.
I needed a collar for work, and I woke up late.
Collar. I think I required a tie, unfortunately.
So
I need to figure out what to do with that.
You know what?
Too.
It's cold as hell out there. I wish I could just wear a polo, but I can't, so I'm going to throw on a sweater.
It's snowy in Pittsburgh because you all care about the weather.
Yeah. Who else is with us?
Also with us, returning, is Rob Data the Creator.
Hi.
How you doing?
So here's a little fun fact about setting up the show today. I don't know how to spell Rob's last name. So
oh, great! Thanks.
So it is Rob
Dulk.
It is Rob cool. DLC.
Because that's what his Twitter says.
Hey, Sword.
Yeah.
You know what I am doing?
Looks like you're eating an orange.
What are you?
It's not an orange though. That's the important thing.
Yeah.
It's a cutie, isn't it?
It's not a cutie.
It's a clementine. Do we want to get genus based here?
Nope. Different fruit.
Is that a lime? A lemon?
Just popping limes in my mouth.
Mango.
I have a high resiliency to the tanginess. It's a Satsuma, is what it is.
Oh.
Exactly.
Now,
Satsuma.
Now Rob is making up foods.
What kind of hipster
no, he's
fruit
actually
is
not.
that?
This is no. This is a genus of the citrus family. Continue, Mr. Dulk.
So, the Satsuma. Chachi, do you like citrus fruits?
I do.
Do you enjoy oranges?
I do.
Are there things about eating an orange that might irritate you?
Yeah, it's a little tart sometimes.
Okay, what about the process of getting to the fruit?
That is freaking annoying.
Right. And what's inside the fruit that's kind of annoying?
Seeds are
right.
annoying. Yeah.
What if I told you there exists a fruit that has no seeds, and the rind of the fruit is basically floating around the fruit?
What?
Like it's not really attached.
What?
And...
But that's not all.
But that's not all.
Oh man, I don't even want to know what the price is. It's probably $9.99, and they're shipping and handling fees. Bring it home, Rob. Bring it home.
3 easy payments of $19.95. I will give you not one but 2 fruits. It has a remarkable flavor. It's not too tart. It's not super sweet. It's like very happily in the middle. So Satsumas. It is currently Satsuma season. I'll warn you, Satsuma season is extremely short. I think it goes into like halfway into December, and it's only grown in 2 states. I think it's like California and Georgia or something like that. But don't be fooled. Don't go buying a mandarin or any of that nonsense. Also, don't get like the Ocean Kissed or whatever, like the wooden crate that says Satsuma on the side of it. Total baloney. It's just not actually a Satsuma. They also usually have I don't know if I have any with me here. They usually have a stem still attached because the rind is so loose around the fruit that if you pull the stem off in the process of harvesting this stuff, you'll just pull the rind right off with it.
Oh man, that is amazing.
Wow.
It's fantastic.
And this is natural?
Yeah.
It looks like it's Chinese.
And it's actually it's part of the it is a citrus family, also known as the cold hardy mandarin, Satsuma mandarin, Christmas orange, and tangerine. It is of Japanese origin, although it is grown in the U.S. in Jackson County, Florida, which has billed itself as the Satsuma capital of the world, according to Wikipedia.
Wow.
Also, give Wikipedia money.
I did. I actually did.
You had.
And-
oh, hey, AJ's with us too.
Hi,
Returning us.
everybody.
AJ Music. Virtualpotholes.com. At AJ.
Yes, that is the blog. Give me hits.
KUFTIC if you're looking for that.
Yes.
Get the last name.
KUF is in Frank T's and Tom IC is in
Robin.
Charles, and I say that to all of the wonderful phone representatives who screw my name up on a regular basis.
Rob, his
Hi.
last name was
How are
already
you?
there. I didn't have to retype his name thing.
Okay, it's fine. I've been called Della whatever since like the 8th grade. So
I'm not in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I am emanating from Raleigh, North Carolina, where it is still completely okay to wear shorts and be barefoot.
Hmm.
So you guys
angry.
can be jelly. I live very far away from home, so all you want to. Hi. Continue the show.
Well, this is the AwesomeCast where apparently we're now a fruit show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
so we're
you know what?
apparently
It's actually nice. We spend a lot of
technology
time.
fruit.
We spend a lot of time on the show talking about Apple.
It's-
So now we're talking about citrus.
I'm going to start my company, Tangelo Computer, and
It's not a Tangelo though.
I'm just saying that's what I'm going to use.
Oh,
Because I mean, really, who's going to be able to spell that?
Is it Tangelo or Tangelo?
Tangelo? That's
And-
just confusing. I don't know. I saw
Orange
wrestling
Jello,
fans
yellow
say-
Jello. Who cares?
Welcome to Fruitcast. Where are your fruits?
Welcome to This Week in Bushels.
We're at awesomecast.com.
This
Contact
Week
at
in Produce.
awesomecast.com. If you know how to fix a multi-user WordPress situation where all of these sub sites have disappeared, please contact me at contact@awesomecast.com. Also drop us a Twitter at drop us a Twitter.
How do you drop a Twitter, sir?
Drop it.
Here's what you do: you load it up on your phone, and then you go plop.
And then you hope Apple Care covered it.
Not Google Care. No Google Care here.
No Google Care.
No.
Exactly. But yeah, we're also on Facebook. We're on Google Plus as well.
Also on Google, just generally, you could probably find us.
You know,
through
if
Google.
you just Google, there's a couple awesome casts out there, but I think we've been around the longest at this point. And we actually have a .com, so that makes us more official, right?
Yeah, sure.
Right? Sure. Yeah. Oh, get your geek on. Yeah, there we are, right there. But yeah, I forget how to do the rest of the show apparently. Chachi, what are we talking about?
We are talking about things. I don't know where you want to start. I don't care.
Let's start with technology.
Let's start with technology that's tickling Rob's fancy this week.
Okay.
Hey Rob, what do you have this week? Because I know you're probably angry about something.
What do I have? I don't know. Oh, hey, I have an iPad Mini.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
How's that?
Kind of thing. Yeah, because we build things with them, so I figured I should get one. It's comfortable. It's a good size. Handed it to somebody who has smaller hands than I, and they were like, "Yeah, it's pretty comfy." The screen thing is only super noticeable, and by screen thing I mean it not being a Retina display. Is only super noticeable if you're a total optics nerd. Otherwise, you're not going to really be able to tell the difference.
Can I raise my hand here on this one?
Yeah. Go ahead, caller.
I noticed it, and I'm not a big
Yeah.
optics nerd. The key difference here is that if you have Retina level devices already, so let's say you have an iPhone 4, 4S, 5, iPad 3, or one of the new Retina MacBook Pros, you'll notice. If
Yeah.
you don't, and you're coming from an existing iPad, or you're coming from an iPhone 3GS, you won't notice it at all.
Yeah.
I have friends who have iPad minis who upgraded from an iPad 1 to an iPad mini or an iPad 2 to an iPad mini, and none of them can tell the difference. For
Yeah.
me, I look at it and I go, that's not a Retina display, and I can see it clear as day, and it drives me nuts. So I'm holding on to my iPad 3. I really wanted the iPad mini because I am in the market for a smaller tablet in traveling with my iPad. And I've mentioned this on more than one occasion. I wanted to get the Surface RT, and then I remembered that I can't replace my current laptop and my iPad with it. If they came out with a separatable screen tablet business that had real Windows 8 on it, we can really start talking about it. But as of right now, I can't.
And those are coming down the line. I think those are.
They are.
expected.
I actually saw a whole bunch of the interesting, weird form factors. I saw the ThinkPad Yoga the other day, the one where the screen goes like all the way around.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a really weird form factor because it's like a 14-inch screen, and a 14-inch tablet is too flippin' big. Everyone, stop.
So now you're going the other way with this issue.
Yeah.
So
I'm going the other way. I want, if it's a tablet, I want it to be small. If it's a laptop, I want it to be normal sized, and I want to be able to use a mouse and a keyboard with it. Here's the problem: Windows 8 sucks to use a keyboard and mouse with.
Yep.
No.
Yeah.
we actually we ended up picking up a laptop because my mother-in-law actually really needed one, just in general. Like, we're talking like old Pentium 4 Dell that was on its last legs. I threw Ubuntu on there to try to keep it alive, and it's just like, no, this needs to be replaced. So so we kind of did the early Christmas present thing, got her like, you know, something cheap from Best Buy. You know, I mean, she doesn't need much, right?
Right.
I got, so it was kind of like a learning experience because I haven't regularly used 8 yet. So I'm kind of walking her through it and still learning myself, you know? I really wish I could get her one with the touchscreen, but those are way too much, you know?
Yeah,
to get myself a laptop, I wouldn't pay. For a PC laptop, I wouldn't pay that much, you know?
Microsoft did a really smart thing in building a touch interface that could go from tablet to desktop.
Yeah.
The problem is that they went a little touch heavy,
little bit,
and not so much on the mouse side.
Little bit,
because I have a Windows 8 VM on my Mac because I'm nerdy like that and I do these sorts of things. And I have many of my work-based applications running in Windows 8, and the problem is that inside of a VM where I can move my mouse outside of the screen and continue using it, I can't use any of the gestures that I would normally be able to use on a tablet because they're based on the boundary of the screen being a real and physical boundary. So a Windows 8 VM stinks like a lot. And I wish, like Windows 8, I don't think it's a complete failure.
No.
I think it's in the same vein as Vista to Windows 7. Like Windows 9 or whatever they want to call that next version, when people really start to get used to that interface and squares and the modern UI, because they're not allowed to call it the Metro UI anymore. When people get used to it, look out. The problem is that people aren't, the tech industry is now on this micro timeline where it's like it has to work first day or it's a failure completely and no one will ever use it again.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, that's kind of a journalism thing. I think that it comes along too. So yeah, there was a little bit of growing pains with that. Like, I even had trouble figuring out a little bit, kind of looking over her shoulder and trying to help her along, like figuring out how do you know what programs are open, closed, and stuff. The gestures with the hotspots in the corner get a little bit confusing. She's going to spend more time with it, so I want to see, like, come around Christmas, like, hey, how are you doing with that laptop? Is it starting to make sense? One of the cool things was when I was like, hey, as far as applications go, you know how you deal with applications on your iPhone? We have old iPhone 3GSs. We have them on, you know, to kind of introduce them to it. Like, you know how you went and, like, just kind of downloaded apps, etc., and, you know, all that? It's the same idea here. Go into the Windows Store, download your apps. Like, I went away, came back like an hour later, and she's like, yeah, I found a bunch of apps to do a bunch of the financial stuff I was going to do Quicken for. And they were free, and I want to see how they go. I'm like, wow, that was quick, you know? Yeah. Because that was a big thing why we didn't just get her an iPad or get her, you know, some kind of like Google Nexus or something. Because the thing I kept hearing was she needed to use Quicken, you know. And she actually like had the software for Quicken or something like that. I would like to move her to something more cloud-based, you know, in the long run. Yeah. So, but still, it's like, let's give her something she's familiar with, which was a laptop, you know, and at least replace that age-old monster that's, you know, sitting in the side room. So, and, you know, kind of solve that problem of her being portable. So I think it'll be a nice experiment to see how that goes. So, so yeah, that was my personal experience with Windows 8. Going with, speaking of kind of experience of things we've talked about already, there was a note in here, AJ, you actually discovered ESPN on your Xbox, which we did talk about a little bit last week. But
yes, I did. I did discover it, and I'm actually very mad that I only discovered it now, because it would be really nice to have that functionality last week when there was a ton of good college football on, and I could have flipped between them all. But Hold on.
Where's it going? Where's it going?
He's turning on.
He's
his
running
Xbox.
away.
No, he's turning on his
He's
Xbox.
gonna play some Black Ops in the middle of this.
We're,
isn't he?
we're gonna.
No. See, I have prepared a demo, everyone. You could be mad all you want to. So, this is actually the ESPN Watch ESPN app.
Yeah.
If you hit down, you actually get this little mini guide, which is kind of nice. You can actually just turn on like regular ESPN. So like here's Sports Center.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, we're so getting pulled off of YouTube for this.
But you have this. This is just regular Sports Center.
Yeah.
And then you can hit X, which actually takes you to a split screen. And you can actually like flip between
The other games and stuff.
shows. Oh, that one's blacked out.
Oh.
Man.
So that all still applies.
Oh.
Well, yeah, you still get blackouts.
Mm-hmm.
But like now I have Sports Center on the right here, and I have Florida State and Minnesota on the left. And depending on which one you select, you get the audio for that show.
Nice.
So I can actually keep the game going on over here
Mm-hmm.
and watch Sports Center over here. But then if something cool happens, I can flip the audio back, and I can then get into this game, and I can watch two games at the same time.
That's awesome.
So that is the
Welcome to the
that is
future.
the one. Yeah, but here's the thing. I actually sent this to a couple coworkers of mine, who all said, "Oh man, why would you do that? Why wouldn't you just get a cable box and just put that on there?" Well, number one, I can't watch two games at the same time on that unless I picture-in-picture. And two, I get all the ESPN3 games, which in this case are a bunch of ACC Big Ten Challenge games tonight, which normally I wouldn't be able to see because I would only get the two games that are on ESPN and ESPN2. I also get ESPNU on there, and I can do split screen and flip back and forth between the programming. So I basically have a sports bar in my Xbox. Is basically what it comes down to. And it's awesome. And I'm really sad that I missed. I'm actually really sad that I missed it last week because there was a number of good college games that were on, and I wanted to watch all of them at the same time.
And that's actually a better solution than the picture that was sent to us over the weekend of a friend of ours who wanted to play Call of Duty all weekend, but also wanted to watch all of the sports.
Mm-hmm.
So he drug his laptop out to the living room and put it on a speaker, and he dragged his secondary TV out to the living room and put it on like a milk crate or something. And then he had his giant TV for Call of Duty.
I actually had a similar setup. In fact, that box right there, I sat my iPad on it. I had the South Carolina Clemson game going on while we were all playing on Saturday night.
I kind of find myself in a similar situation on Monday nights when we're doing Hangout. Like, it doesn't feel completely like that, but, we're watching, like, Raw, and then we're all in the Hangout. So, like, it's like we have our second screen experience. And then sometimes I also pull up my iPad or something to look at the WWE app. So, like, it feels like you're juggling at that point,
Yeah, I actually, when we do the Monday Night Hangouts, I have two monitors on my desk for work, but I have the Hangout going on right here in front of me, and then I have Raw over here on my left, and I can basically watch the show and kind of keep everything going on and still, play around with my browser.
It is really sad. Like there's discussions about like what should we be multitasking so bad? Are we really kind of getting advantage of it in the second screen and everything? I can't think of a lot of situations where I'm really unitasking. Unless I'm directly going one-on-one with a client or something or teaching a class, there's not much I do that is like write one thing. I don't know if it's just the way we're kind of turning into we're working or what, or just I have a really, really horrible attention span. Probably more the latter. But I also got the experience. Speaking of second screen stuff, we're completely diverging from that giant list on the dock. I know.
Yes, and stop doing that.
I played with as tradition, and I always kind of hate myself a little bit for this afterwards. But I always have to watch some of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. It's just
Parade.
Parade.
But they were plugging this ZBox app for your iPad, iPhone. I'm sure it's on Android as well. So I got to play with that a little bit. Have you guys tried this
No.
at all?
Nope.
Anyway, no. It's basically, it pops up. Like, again, I looked at it on the iPad, so it probably had more information than usual. It was timed and it linked to things that were like, obviously, like, the parade's just a giant like commercial going down 34th Street, right? So every time somebody came out and performed on the NBC version of it, you got a link to whatever website or like an iTunes store or something like that. You have a Twitter feed that came through much too fast, but you could adjust the speed to it. And it was nice because I could adjust it to like put it on over the air for Pittsburgh and everything, and it made sense. Except it told me that I could get SpongeBob SquarePants on Nickelodeon, which is just impossible. But I don't see who was doing this. At least on this scale. I mean, I see.
At a network level, no.
No.
I know that Food Network, because I love Food Network, and we're right back to food, everyone. There's the Next Iron Chef show is going on right now, and they have a what is it? Into Now is the app.
Yeah, that's
and
the
right
other one.
before the show starts, they're like, "Sync your app," and I'm like, "What app?" And they have like an iPad, an iPhone app. I believe
Now,
they
that
have.
one-
They also have an Android app, and they sync it, and then they get quotes, behind-the-scenes photos, recipes, live polling, trivia questions, and Alton Brown actually holds a camera during the shooting, and they sync that up with the app, and you can actually see like what he's seeing as he's walking around during the actual competition.
Now, I'm wondering, is that something that you, like, is it only working with the live broadcast of that? Can you pull it up on a DVR and it syncs up? Because I'm pretty sure the Into Now works kind of like how Shazam does, where it actually is listening for the show to sync it.
Yes, it syncs up. I would like to, I might try it. The problem is that when I'm watching it on DVR, which is how I watch all these things, I'm actually very mad now because I know what happens in the next episode because I was trying to pull up whatever the heck this app was.
Mm-hmm.
When I watch it on DVR, I'm fast forwarding through the commercials, and I'm sure that this thing is timed. So it's set to like, okay, at this point in the show, you are now out of commercial break. You are in the second segment. Here is the timing of the second segment. Who do you think is going home? And then I'm actually like 3 segments ahead because I fast forwarded through all the
Nothing
commercials.
in there.
I don't know. I might give it a try with the next episode, even though I know what happens.
I know the AMC and the Walking Dead do a synced up app thing that people seem to be super excited about.
People are generally excited about anything The Walking Dead does. So
That's true fact.
That's true.
Sean Graham was talking about it a lot as like his new favorite thing. As far as like it's a totally synced up immersive experience, and it's more than because like there's a lot of shows. Like if you watch the History Channel and you watch any number of their horrible reality shows, you'll see the little things.
Aliens.
You'll see like the little thing that comes up on the bottom. You're watching like Deadliest Catch, and it's like somebody tweeted at Discovery History whatever. I love Sig Hansen. He's the best. That's their version of interactive television. It doesn't really work. So like the next level is to actually have interactive television where you have like your iPad thing and your TV thing, and you get to see the full conversation, not just random things that people have to say about the thing that you're trying to watch.
That's true. That's true. And with the Z Box, it seemed like it kind of wanted to throw back to your Into Now. It really seems like it's based on live TV more. Like it's definitely like it's synced. Like this is on now.
Yeah.
But I still go back to it, and this is kind of the experience we see every week. Like Monday Night Raw seems to have a lot of. They go back and forth. You get the touts every once in a while, and you get the Raw Active where they do like an online Twitter poll and actually have it respond on the show. Now, whether you're actually getting the results, but like to the point where they're like selecting who's fighting each other at the end of the show, So.
But they did that, and then we saw they actually showed like this is trending on Twitter, which insinuates that there was a crap load of tweets, and all of a sudden they're like, "Nope, this guy," and it's like, "What? Why did people tweet anyways? What's the point?"
Exactly. So there's that question, but at least there's like the I don't know, attempt to make it look interactive, which if it is actually working, it's kind of a cool concept. Touts are still, they don't make much sense at this point.
No,
like
no,
it's just people
going,
rock his ass but to that point, it's like, okay, you're getting people. It's not just the people in, you're showing it's not just people in the arena that are excited about what you're putting out there. You're seeing, look, there's people at home watching on TV and they don't hate this either.
Time out. Can you imagine if TRL existed with Twitter?
Oh man.
Like those, can you imagine if Tout and TRL existed together and it was just like the little pop-up thing in the corner of like,
Tout is basically your ability to TRL anything in your life.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Right. Now, I don't want to completely discount. I've actually had a great conversations with Doug Derda, Father Spoon, from Should I Drink That? He works at Robert Morris, and they're actually using Tout. And he's kind of finding the sweet spot there, and it's actually been getting some pretty good response, you know.
What are they using it for as an alumni here? So what are they actually using this for? So I know what to be
I don't
mad
know.
about.
Why don't you go look at the Robert Morris Tout page?
I don't want to.
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
No,
I think it's a terrible idea.
Is that a horrible idea? No, they're using it like for events and everything, or like, you know, hey, here's the new blah blah blah, you know, and what?
Oh, it's just a chatting conversation going on right now.
Oh, my laptop came unplugged.
Hey, Robert Morris has a new location at the Heinz 57 Center. Shout out to my university.
There you go.
I have 2 of their degrees right there.
But no, it's like they're
2 of them.
They're doing some pretty interesting things. It's just getting the integration across the board, because I think like his problem was it doesn't land on a page, or they can't just put a big thing on another page, or I think like Facebook integration isn't very good with it yet. So
I'm looking here, and I see stay connected with RMU.
Mm-hmm.
And supporting RMU,
mm-hmm.
and I don't see Tout on here anywhere.
I think it's more of the experimentation stage at this point.
I guess.
So, but if you go to Tout, you should be able to find an RMU, unless something's happened in the last couple of weeks that's disappeared.
If Mr. Derda is, no, I want to search for Tout, not RMU Tour, and you still give me Tour. Got it.
Yeah, it's doing that for me too.
Ooh.
Man. Okay, there are 2 Touts. One is the band and color guard. One is all right. So they're throwing out like random things that are just random. Here's a little 15-second bit of something going on at the universe. That's not so bad.
Like there's one where they're like clearing trees from this one section. So I think he took some video of them actually, you know, working on like I think they had somebody like climbing the tree and clearing it, you know, cutting them down and stuff.
How is this different from using like a TwitVid? Mm-hmm.
It basically is. It basically is TwitVid. I think it's easier than TwitVid. Like, yeah.
I would say that it's slightly easier than TwitVid. Certainly easier than YouTube.
Yeah,
but
given the
integration between Android and YouTube and iOS and YouTube, it could go either way.
It really.
But you could this 15-second video that they have on their Twitter. Like you could shoot a video with your thing, the thing you're used to. You don't have to open an application you're unfamiliar with, and then you just embed that in a tweet. You don't have to do anything fancy. You don't have to stick it on YouTube or anything. Twitter will take care of all of that. So in that essence, how is that different?
Think Instagram. No, that's not bad because it's kind of got its own internal community a little bit.
But I mean, like in the way that they're using it, it doesn't seem like they're going to benefit from that.
No. It really seems like this is a second coming at 12 seconds. .tv.
Yeah. I
mean, really, that's what it is, and I think you're still kind of figuring out what to do with it. The big push on this is the celebrity for it. Like I think we talked about before, like Shaquille O'Neal announced that he was retiring from basketball like months ago. WWE actually has like a big stake in this company now, and obviously they're putting it everywhere on their well, less so lately, but they are still using it from time to time on their shows and everything. I mean, you look on the front page, there's a wrestler on the first image you see, you know.
That's what happens when you put a couple million in there.
I mean, there's been interesting stuff they've done with it, like when they've had like during the show, people will tout from the show, like the wrestlers, like the one where one of the wrestlers stole the other's car and took it on a ride around the Alamo, And I went and got a burrito and dumped it on the car and everything like that, and came back later. So they were showing the touts on the show, but if you're following that guy, then you got this kind of extra content before it even popped up on the show. You know,
I wouldn't mention the type of car to Rob that was involved in this that involved a burrito on it.
Why?
It was, I believe it was a Ferrari 599.
Oh,
Might have been,
come on.
Might have been in California. I can't remember. It was definitely a Ferrari.
It got pretty wrecked by the time they got back there. And other stuff, like they're announcing matches on here. I mean, it's interesting because it's like, you know, kind of the reason we like Twitter, how it's like a little more unfiltered. Like, this is like these guys, these wrestlers backstage with their cell phones. Some of them, obviously, somebody like is filming them for some of these guys. But then there are other ones that are just like on the road to the next show, and they do a tout. You know, I think it helps with that connectivity and like feeling like there's some kind of special connection there. And why the hell is Drew McIntyre on the top of the new users? Sorry, that's another show.
Wow, shut up.
Sorry.
Let's move on. I don't want to talk about Tout anymore.
All right, we'll talk about more on the Mayhem show for you.
Tout is horrible.
Do we have visual aids for the Tout conversation later?
What?
No. That has nothing to do with Tout.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I got another visual aid for you here. This one's from Facebook headquarters. As we finally get the stories I actually lined up, Facebook headquarters has new posters that are kind of funny, actually.
I'm working on it.
That urge employees to ditch iPhone for Android. So this is kind of a push. Okay, obviously, like there's a couple people on Android here. How's that Facebook app?
Oh, you're talking to me.
Crickets. You're not getting anything from me. It's going to be from Chachi.
Yeah, I go on when someone comments to me or messages me.
So that general, you got a little bit of a problem with the Android app, right?
No.
It
works for what I use it for.
Right, Chachi just doesn't go on Facebook.
Yeah, I just don't use Facebook.
Yeah. Bad examples. Well, either way,
you're trying to push me on a social media site that I don't use because it's terrible.
Yep.
I don't care.
Okay.
I honestly, I've seen. I've
WrestleFan says he likes the Android app.
Man. Anyways, Facebook is apparently urging their employees to ditch iPhone for Android with these smart posters that Chuck will bring up someday.
I'll say that. I think this is the.
You were still talking. There it is.
Well, here comes the Androids. I'll refute this with someone else's stats that came out today that said iPhone actually tops Android again. So this little chart here is a little wrong.
You know, I think a little bit of the tongue-in-cheek nature of the "Do you droid food" over there. I wouldn't take much for those being completely.
Yeah, I'm not interested in playing the numbers game anymore.
No.
Everyone, after using Android for the last 6 months, and after using iOS for the last 3 years, and having used Windows Phone, the Windows Phone 7 before that, there's no real difference anymore.
No.
Use whatever you want. If you like the device, If you use here's what it comes down to. iOS and Android effectively have the exact same apps. There are no real differences. There's no giant outlier that I'm like, man,
everybody's got Instagram now. Even I think does Windows Phone have Instagram now?
No.
At this point, no, not yet.
No, Windows Phone 8 doesn't. And Windows Phone 7 might.
Okay.
But Windows Phone 8 definitely doesn't. I know that there are a number of key apps that are missing from Windows Phone 8, but at the same time, Windows Phone 8 is like 2 weeks old.
Yeah.
I've played with Windows Phone 8. I've held the Lumia 920 in my hand. Funny enough, it feels heavier, but it feels denser. It's not any bigger than my Galaxy Nexus, which is interesting to me. It looks massive. It looks like a small aircraft carrier in your hand, but it's not. It's the weirdest thing ever. And I don't know, either my hands got bigger or something, because my Galaxy Nexus now feels small to me. And now holding an iPhone 5, I feel like I'm going to just snap it in half.
You know, I feel like twice in the last couple of weeks, I've had somebody pull out their phone and kind of slap it out on the table. And it was like, a Samsung S3 or something, with the giant 4.5 inch, whatever the hell it is, display. Like they're taking their big schlong
yeah.
and slapping it on the table. Like they pulled out their nerd wang and slapped it on the table in front of me. It felt like, you know.
Are we really going with that term, Sword? You want to try that one
Wait,
again?
it's not the first time. It's not the first time. But I just
you
like
guys are having
the
this conversation.
pride that happens when you pull out a large phone and put it on the table like that.
You guys are having this conversation here. Meanwhile, I'm enjoying the conversations happening in the chat
great
room
stuff in the chat.
about the conversation that you're having here, and I can't say any of it.
All right, let's move on then.
Hold on.
What?
Before we move on,
Okay.
I have a serious question.
Oh no.
All right, let's look at these posters.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Now, for those on audio, what are we looking at? You got-
It's just two simple posters convincing the employees at Facebook to switch to Android. Okay.
Yeah. One says, "Do you droid food?" It's like a droid by a dog food bowl.
Yeah.
Switch today.
Okay. However,
Wait, can I put a side note? Can we email the help desk and ask them questions? Because there's the email address.
Well,
That's amazing.
Here's my question, because that's what my question was about.
Okay.
All right. So Facebook is a tech company.
Yes.
These people are on computers all day long.
Yes.
Does
Yes.
this email go to every freaking person in the company?
Well, no, one. These are posters. This is what.
No, it doesn't. As somebody who works for a tech company that has a number of people who are all very technically able to do these sorts of things, no, a help desk app or a help desk email address does not go to everyone. It goes to a select group of people who then dispatch to probably the entire company. They probably just go, this guy can't put pictures on the website. How do you fix that? I'm sure that's a thing. Sure.
More to the point of the story, I also want to point out that do we not have any, like, I'm assuming we don't have like a press release from Facebook saying that they are putting this up. It's probably just like a stupid joke in somebody's cubicle.
Well, it's supposed to be pushing people to go on Android because so they can be better developers of the Android app.
Right,
I
but
mean, that's
is
the point
Facebook
of
as a company promoting this in their headquarters, or is Joe Bob McGee down in development trying to be funny?
I don't think there's a clarification on that, actually.
I don't think there's a guy named Joe Bob McGee who works for Facebook.
Listen here, you can email Joe Bob McGee at Facebook.com.
At FB.com, apparently.
Yeah,
Hold on.
FB.com.
Everybody, somebody email Joe Bob McGee at Facebook.com.
That's MCGEE.
Just to clarify.
Just to clarify.
Anyways, hey, shopping. Did anybody shop?
No.
I made the mistake of buying a laptop this weekend. So yeah, nobody here is crazy enough to go out on Black Friday, right?
Nope.
Anybody doing
I
something?
shop on the internet on
Wait,
Black
hold
Shopping
on.
online? What?
There's this thing that we all are proficient at using through these magical boxes of different shapes and sizes that sit in front of us often, or the little ones that we put in our pockets. It's called the internet. Why does anyone go out on Black Friday anymore?
Well,
It's I feel like, so I've 5 sentences at once, wrap them up, reverse, start over. I feel like the reason that a lot of people do the Black Friday gig is the same reason that people are still dumb enough to line up to get a new Apple device.
for the experience,
Yeah, it's all for the experience.
it's not terribly
there's no reason.
pleasant
There's-
experience, though.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
And the deals aren't even that good.
no,
No,
they're not.
they're
No,
not.
No, they're not. Now, like, I would go like on Amazon and like anything on there have Prime, and anything would come in 2 days. So why not? You know, I like that he's cutting and eating another one of those things as we go. I don't know if you can see the knife by the title, but anyways.
Oh, I put it on him. I wanted to watch.
This
him
is
eat
not necessarily a straight up Black Friday one, but I saw an interesting. There's a knife. I saw an
Wow.
interesting article about
Hold on, time out.
what
That is a badass knife.
as a.
Like
I like to hunt down and slaughter my, what the hell do we call it again?
Satsuma?
Yeah,
My
Satsuma.
Tatsuma. I like to
The
hunt
horrible
down.
thing is because it's so easy to peel.
and you're still using a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I don't have enough of a like thumbnail to get just get it started.
So you really just need a butter knife.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean,
Well, you
just-
have that thing.
Well,
Okay,
He had that in his pocket.
I see. He is a very utilitarian kind of guy, and AJ just left. So
Yeah, he did.
he just
pieced out.
bolted like
Yeah.
he's afraid of my knife.
I would say he left
He
his
is.
shoes behind, but he wasn't wearing any. Okay, Walmart. Oddly enough. So I found this article on The Verge. So Walmart, the headlines of Walmart tries a blended channel approach to survive in a digital world. So like this idea of, okay, there's a Walmart.com, there's going to Walmart, and it's two different experiences, and it's not always the same thing going on. Is there somebody behind me? What are you looking at?
I'm playing with myself in the viewfinder.
I'm playing with myself
in the viewfinder.
in the viewfinder.
Yeah.
So there's this article, talking about how they're trying to survive with this. Of course, we had the Black Friday things. Maybe people are staying home and everything. But this hybrid model where you have the Walmart app on your phone, and it doesn't really clarify. I'm presuming the app for any of their phones, and it's displaying the latest deals and everything. You go into a Walmart, and now the app turns into a geo-fenced thing, which they're calling store mode, which is displaying the latest deals and giving people a chance to order items online if they happen to be out of stock in the store. Seems like an interesting idea, but you kind of think, well, is the general person really using this thing? Well, no, not the general person. It'll be somebody with a smartphone, right?
Yeah, well, so...
wait. There's a stat that goes along with this that I think makes a good point here.
A stat. Great.
One stat.
According to them, the hybrid model seems to be working so far, with the company claiming that 12% of online sales were made through the Walmart app while the customers are standing in the retail store mode.
Hey, Sword.
No, Rob, go, Rob.
Okay, marker. Bullshit. Total bullshit. Jesus. That's all I have.
And AJ?
Has anyone made the comparison here between the Walmart store app and the Apple store app?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, that's
which is
like
exactly what this is.
No. The Apple Store app is I pay for my thing, walk out and walk in and walk back out with it without even talking to somebody.
Yeah, this is more like we are going to give you an app that pulls up the store's website on your phone.
This is more, instead of buying everything on Amazon that I'm window shopping in the store, I bought everything on the store's website that I window shopped in the same store.
What they're trying to do is they're trying to keep Amazon and eBay from getting their sales.
Yeah.
This whole showrooming thing that came out last year or whatever it was, when all of the remember, I think it was Amazon that said, show us if you go to a retailer and you find a product, we'll beat their price by 5% or something like that.
Yeah.
And they just got all of the sales.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. If this is Walmart making a play to try to keep people in their store and to keep people buying the stuff in their store.
Keeping people in their Walmart ecosystem in the long run.
It's not so much an ecosystem. It's to keep that sale from going somewhere else.
Is that much different than like an Amazon person? Like you bought a Kindle so you can buy more Amazon things. I think it's kind of similar. I mean, we're still kind of anchored in the store, but
because the Amazon and Kindle thing is different.
Okay.
It's the Kindle Fire is designed to have you buy products through Amazon and through Amazon alone, versus the Walmart model where people are going into the store, looking at the product going, I like this. It's 10% cheaper on Amazon. I'll buy it there. And this isn't like Amazon, the Kindle Fire, where we just want you to buy our books through us.
Mm-hmm.
This is entirely to keep the sale inside of Walmart and to keep Walmart stores or Target. Target could do the exact same thing. Any number of other stores, Best Buy could do the exact same thing, and fairly easily, I might add. All they're doing is keeping those sales from going somewhere else. That's it. That's all it is. If they can do that, if they can maintain that, and they can say, if I walk into a store and I pull out my phone and I open the Walmart app and the Walmart app says, this is not in stock here, it is available online, we will order it and have it shipped to the store. In this case, some are saying same day or next day.
Yeah.
That sale isn't going anywhere. That sale is staying right inside the Walmart world, and they get that money. They get that revenue. And it goes back to the visual aids that I have for another show tonight, where the revenue is coming in and it's staying there. And it's not going to Amazon where their shareholders get to enjoy the revenue and not have to do anything. They just have to be known as the place where you can get stuff on the cheap, whereas Walmart has all of the overhead of managing a bazillion stores and a cajillion employees.
And really, I think that site to store is a good response too, because if you're online at home, buying something, you say, well, I don't think there's any fee for site to store. Like you don't have any shipping at that point, right? And there's also some comments here about them experimenting also with same-day delivery, much like eBay and Amazon are, which that's insane. Like the idea.
It's not completely crazy.
There's a big logistical thing there because right?
Only in so much. It's not so much a it's a logistical thing for people who live close to. It's not so much a logistical thing for people who live close to a distribution center.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't
Case
offer
in
it to
point,
everybody. You really can't offer it to everybody.
My cousin lives in Seattle.
Uh-huh.
Her husband works for Amazon.
Yeah.
On more than one occasion, he has ordered something from Amazon, and it has been delivered by like 4 p.m. that day.
It blows my mind when I get my free 2-day shipping from Prime and I get it the next day.
Right.
Blows my mind.
It all depends on how far away it has to come.
Yeah. And as long as it's coming from Amazon, so it's probably in that main shipping center. So, yeah. A couple more things real quick, and it's kind of lighter notes here, because some trends I noticed personally, and then seeing it kind of got followed up here. Hey, who was on Instagram during Thanksgiving?
I was.
Anybody else see a lot of turkeys?
I saw a lot.
I followed along with that one. More than 10 million Thanksgiving photos uploaded to Instagram on the service's biggest day ever. What happened this year that we just all decided everything on Thanksgiving is getting Instagrammed? Or is it just
because Instagram has finally hit that point? They're hitting the Twitter point.
Yeah, because it's like, wait, I got this turkey. Of course I'm going to Instagram it. Right?
Well,
yeah. I mean,
so is the one where this used to go.
Go ahead, Rob.
Yeah, give it up.
Yeah.
So, like, hang on. Need a button for that. Sorry. Satsuma juice in my throat.
Maybe not during a talk show.
So the thing here's the thing. The thing about Instagram is that there's too many photo sharing applications.
Yeah.
And they're all completely convoluted and strange and really difficult to use. Even Flickr, who has been sharing photos for, since the beginning of time, they have not been able to come out with an app that doesn't suck really bad.
Yeah.
That isn't like confusing and involves several steps.
It's kind of that YouTube versus tout problem, isn't it?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, it's the better service overall, but it's kind of hard to get stuff up there, and people don't use it as easily.
Right, yeah. In that sense, absolutely. Because, like, Flickr, when I shared the turkey bowl photos the other day. I'm not going to share them on Instagram. It doesn't make any sense. Share them on Flickr because I can post a lot of photos in higher quality. I can do all the tagging and leave all the metadata. People can comment and do all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's built for that. Instagram is built for, hey, look at this cool thing, which is like, Twitter is, hey, this thing happened, or hey, let's talk about this thing.
Yeah.
And there was a need for, hey, look at this cool thing. And TwitPic didn't have it because like the experience was just kind of janky. It was like, I'm gonna when you mix the two ideas of, hey, let's talk about this thing or whatever with, hey, look at this thing, just look at it.
And TwitPic was like Twitter first, and where Instagram is Instagram first. Right.
Exactly. So Instagram does Instagram really well, which at its basis is not hipsters taking photos, even though it is mostly that. At its basis, it is take a picture in a square format and share it. And you can do that so one press to open the app, one press to select the camera, and then another press to take the picture, and then another press to share it.
Let's get those clicks.
4 taps, and you're done.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I use it for. I think I put a filter on one picture because the camera, something about the picture didn't look right to me. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it was. I think it was the color or something like that. And that was the only reason I put a filter on it. And I don't know why my video feed coming back to me is so fuzzy, but it is.
Weird.
We just lost your audio quality too.
Yeah, and you had this like box on the right.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
That's weird.
Whatever.
Anyways, go ahead and continue your story, Fuzzy AJ.
Here.
Yeah.
So the whole idea behind Instagram, and the reason I've started to use it, I always thought it was just stupid and hipster, and I never wanted to use it. But then I opened it and I went, oh wait, picture, send, and I can send it to Twitter just immediately like that. John, I'm in. Cool, awesome, let's go. That's it. That's all it is.
if you can build, and if you really think about Twitter at its base level, it's an incredibly simple thing. Here's your message. Here's how to reply to somebody. Here's how to basically forward a tweet, and that's it. That's the entire service. All of the other trending and searching and all this other fun stuff has literally nothing to do with Twitter itself.
Yeah, yeah.
That's all them adding on all of the other silly functionality to, you know, basically look better to media companies or to sponsors to pay them money so that Twitter doesn't have to charge their user service. Mm-hmm. That's what it is. Other than that, the service itself is incredibly simple.
And if you want to keep those Thanksgiving pictures, you can use this app, according to Mashable, that will send your Instagram photos to Walgreens for processing. Because that needed to happen.
That's so weird.
Isn't it, though? It looks like a horrible app, too, from these pictures.
Somebody, I forget who it was, somebody on Twitter the other day was complaining that, like, she was sending pictures to Walgreens to get printed and it wasn't working. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. That's just, it's not in the realm of things that I would think to do.
Why would I print photos anymore? Like everyday photos. It's like, well, I'll just Facebook it over, you know? I think about photos that my mother has like poured over for years, and it's like, how have you ever looked at them? You know?
Yeah, I mean, even like it's obviously it's a generational thing.
Yeah,
but where we're just comfortable having them on our devices, and like, I mean, I print photos all the time, but it's because like I know the quality and it's high res, and I use like a service like MPix where I know I'm getting like a high quality product. I'm not getting something printed on awful paper at a kiosk at a drugstore.
Rob's products right over there on my wall.
Oh yeah, about that.
I don't keep very many physical photos. The ones that I do are directly visible on my desk or something like that, where I'm constantly seeing them. A photo album to me is the dumbest thing in the world. Mm-hmm. It just is. Now, case in point, coincidentally enough, our wedding photos, my wife and I, our wedding photos are done. We're going to have this album, and it's going to be a thing, and we're going to look at it, and it's going to be cool. And maybe we'll look back at it later. There's going to be this book that we're going to have of pictures. And they're lovely pictures. They're absolutely wonderful pictures. I've seen it. They're just gorgeous, awesome pictures, and they remind me of a very, very happy moment in my life. But it's a physical book that'll just sit somewhere. Yep. Like, to me, I don't know.
Who's going to look at that? Like it's at that point, it's like, it's one of those, like, let's lower the barrier kind of things. You know, it's like, you know, I could just have that sit there and everybody that visits my house can go look at it. And really, how many people is that going to be in the long run? Versus I put my wedding photos on my Facebook, which I did, and I still get comments every once in a while to this day. And I got married in 2004, you know, but,
and, on a funny point with the printed stuff, I was at, the Pittsburgh Photo Antiquities Museum on the north side. Highly recommend it if you haven't been. And the guy there is, he's a lot of things I won't talk about. But anyway, he was talking to me and my friend and I, and he was like, "Oh, you know, you a photographer?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've been here like 5 times. I know your story." He was talking to my friend, and she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm taking a photography class." He was like, "If I could impart you with one word of wisdom, it's to print your photos. You don't know what's going to happen to this digital stuff. You know, 10 years down the line, we're not going to be able to read these files." I wanted to push him down the stairs. I couldn't handle it.
Well, I guess my answer to that is, can you read your files from 10 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like, ask anybody. Can you read your files from 10 years ago?
JPEGs, bitmaps. What do you got?
Yeah, JPEGs, bitmaps. As long as you weren't using something different, like, I don't know, color draw or something, you know, and save them as that format, and like, oh, these will last forever, you know. Goodbye, you know. Yeah. Thanks. Hey, and I have one last image to impart on you guys. Chachi, you have that one. I think
No.
What?
We don't have time.
We have one last thing.
Time to go.
Chachi, hold on.
Thanksgiving tech.
Thanksgiving tech. No, there's one that's below that that's a little bit more important.
Which one? The maps?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty important.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
How do we skip this?
Well,
I'm throwing this out there.
We skipped a lot of stuff.
everybody's mad about Apple Maps.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it kind of sucks.
People are still generally mad. My wife is ready to switch to Android. Off the map issue alone. Not kidding. Not kidding at all. She was pissed. We were driving somewhere the other day, and the maps were just taking her all over the place. She hates the fact that you can't do a turn-by-turn, like overview turn-by-turn.
Yeah.
You only get the list or you get the navigation view. You don't get the old, like, okay, turn right here, and you can still see the whole map.
Yeah.
She hates that. And then the fact that TomTom data sucks, and there's no real way to find but there's just things that are missing, just plain missing. Apple has fired the manager responsible for iOS 6 maps. They fired Forstall first because he was a jerk and didn't want to sign the "we're really sorry" letter. And then Eddie Q fired the manager of iOS 6 maps and is now basically punching TomTom and saying, fix your data now. Yeah. So if you're looking to see what Apple's trying to do with this, they're trying, at least from what rumors it's actually true that they fired the manager, but from what the rumor sites are saying, they're punching TomTom, making them try to fix their data. Go ahead. The interesting part to me, though, is that there is a Google Maps iOS app on the way. The question is, how long does it take to get here, and does Apple let it in? I think Apple, given their here are other map applications. Nokia's map applications is in there now. Here Maps, which uses the worst looking maps ever. Works like a champ. Their maps look terrible. And I don't like Waze. I just don't. I don't care about other people.
I love it. I love it. I don't care for it for other people. I care for it for it's more accurate and gives me the most inventive ways to actually circumvent traffic.
I'm not interested in circumventing traffic. I'm interested in, I'm at point A, here's point B, navigate through there. I don't care about face cars and all that, whatever the hell is on the screen. I hate that.
But for me, it's like, it's rush hour. What's going to get me home fastest? So, and that seems to be consistently the best app for that. Oh my God, something happened on the highway, on the parkway. Go this way. You'll be a lot happier for it.
That's what tweeting Loki used to be for.
Yeah, but he moved to Boston, and now we don't have that anymore, so I can't depend on Loki because I'm not in Boston and don't care how to get around there. He doesn't even do traffic there, so he's just too busy dodging snow death up there. So there's that. It's good to see because really it is so horrible. I can't find things. I just can't search for things. You know, it used to be I just go to maps. It's like, hey, where's this restaurant that I'm looking for? And no, I don't know how to spell it, and that's okay because Google will find a way. Apple doesn't do that. It just doesn't do that. And I don't have a place to go on my phone other than just Googling it, which then turns into just a horrible place. And then I find the address and then put it in Waze. You know, There's so many things I stick in there that are just like, that's not supposed to be over there. I put a street in Pittsburgh, PA, and it sends me to like Kentucky. Like that has happened, where I know this street is here. Why isn't this working?
I've gotten so used to. Well, here's the thing: Google Maps used to do that. Used to do it all the time. The problem is that we've all forgotten that, and Google got really good at using your location. It seems like iOS 6 Maps doesn't do that. Yeah, it doesn't like initially use wherever your location really is. Yeah, it doesn't take that into account. It doesn't take it into account at all. So what I used to do, and I still do to this day, I always type in the city and state. Yeah. Or even just looking I don't necessarily like the zip code, but searching for a Best Buy, and I'm on the east side of the city, and it gives me all my Best Buys in like the South Hills. You know, it's like, no, there's one over here in the waterfront. Why don't you give me that one so I can get my best directions to it? It just completely fails at that point. Well, on that point, we need to wrap it up now that we've had our Apple. Like, you know, I had nothing Apple in this to begin with, and we ended up talking. I put it in there because it came out today, and it was important from a long-term story perspective. Yeah. I'm sorry, Chachi. Yeah. I'm still a Chachi. Sorry, Chachi. Sorry.
This is my I don't give a shit face.
Marker.
You're gonna have to edit that.
Oh. Yeah.
No, if he can say he pulled out his nerd wang and slapped it on the table,
Well,
I can say shit.
I'm also not going to blur behind
Wait.
Rob's head this
I was gonna say
This
we
entire
pulled a whole episode.
So that's the
F
point
word
where I kind of gave up on this episode.
Right.
behind my head.
Not my fault.
So I'm not going to say it for the
let's
audio, but if you're looking now on video, you're probably figuring it out. There you go. There
Right
you
behind
go.
his head.
That should be our show title image.
I live by 2 words. That's the name of the that's the title of the show.
I live by 2 words.
I live by 2 words. That's the preceding line to that.
Okay.
I live by 2 words. You pay me.
Wrestle fan, put that in the doc, please. All right. On that note, guys, hey, Rob Daly or Rob Dolk.
Rob Dole.
Rob Dolk is at Rob
Thanks for
Dolk
correcting yourself.
at Rob Dolk. I'm sorry, I looked up and I was like, oh, I'm saying the wrong thing.
It's actually Rob J. Dolk.
J Dolk.
And Rob J. Dolk on the Twitter.
Oh, I forgot the J. I did forget the J. Holy shit! How do I? Oh,
That's 3.
I'm
Rob
sorry.
Dolk.
I'm sorry, Rob.
He's out.
Rap do over.
He's doing things.
Oh.
He's making really cool stuff over there.
Oh,
RobJDLC.com
I forgot the J.
to find out more about what he's doing.
Mother.
Anything you want to plug?
No.
Probably nothing you can throw out there, huh?
Go buy some Satsumas.
Satsumas!
Buy some Satsumas. Tell me
Let's-
how great they are and how much I have improved your life by imparting this information of fantastic citrus
Now,
fruit.
is that something that I need? I can go to the top of the hill at the IGA and find. Are they going to look at me funny when I ask for one of those?
Yes.
Or do I
Yes,
have to go
they
to the
will.
Whole Foods in the
Knowing
Market
the
District?
IGA in Beachview, yeah, they're going to look at you funny.
No, it's not happening. What if I
At
go to
you might
the?
need to go to
gotta
Market District.
you got to go to a market district,
Wait,
and
I
even
fixed
then,
it.
they're probably going to pass off that Sunkist junk on you.
Oh, okay. So don't let them f with me at the Market District. Gotcha.
Yeah, I can tell you, if you go and you buy a Satsuma and it is like mass packaged in like plastic netting or a wooden box,
Don't do
is
it.
probably no good.
Don't do it.
Every single one of them that I've tried, like, it's not only that it doesn't taste good or that it tastes like a tangerine, they taste genuinely bad. And they're like the mass-produced weird Satsumas. So if you get like a bad flavor, you bought the wrong thing.
AJ, he's at virtualpotholes.com.
Sure am. Virtualpotholes.com, at AJ Kuftic on Twitter. Vero.com is the company. Come see us in the Southeast. We're around North Carolina, South Carolina, Southern Virginia, where I haven't gotten to go very often. I've gotten to stay home a lot lately, which is nice.
Nice. Well, I know you've been coming at us from hotel rooms for a good few weeks here. So
Yeah,
see.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I have to stay in a hotel room from now until New Year's, so that's awesome.
Nice. That's nice. Home for the holidays.
But yeah, I get to come home for the holidays, and then probably in January they'll probably send me back out to
Nice.
Kabibbles.
Chachi.
I know at the end of January I have to go somewhere.
Chachi's at insertcointobegin.com. New episode of Unsung comes up Monday.
Meh.
Well, you met your own projects, man.
I haven't recorded it yet, so I don't know if it'll be there. or
Oh,
not.
it'll be exciting. We don't know if it'll be there or not.
I don't know if it'll be there. or
You
not.
already, we never completely miss a deadline.
So
Monday-ish. No, we're going to be going over to Assemble and film you around art, Chachi. No, he doesn't care. I'm at Sorgatron on Twitter. Go check out everything
Andrew?
going out. What are you
Andrew Heasley,
doing?
3934
he's
Hogback Road, Herm, PA.
He's reading.
724
What are you doing?
308 6880.
What is that?
You need to show them what you're reading from.
I'm reading it.
Unfortunately, he's reading from the quarter of a phone book that was bitten and ripped in half by the redneck that was in here a few months ago. World's strongest redneck that joined us for the main.
The title company of Warren Escrow Service. 330-393-3200.
Hey, save it for laundry time. Anyways, I'm at Sorgatron. Go check out all of our stuff. AwesomeCast.com, at AwesomeCast.
This is
on
what
Twitter,
happens when you leave
on
stuff
Facebook,
near me.
On just Facebook, on Google Plus. I almost said Tumblr. I don't think we're anywhere near Tumblr.
Probably not.
George
Yeah.
Takei's on Tumblr now. That was a story I saw this week. So yeah.
Oh my.
Oh my.
Oh my.
So go check all that stuff out. Tag the show, hashtag AC129, so we know you're talking about what we talked about here on this show. And go talk tech with us. Let us know what you want us to talk about, and tell us why you were wrong about Satsumas or something. So are you throwing my stuff on the floor? Oh man. So with that note, thank you to our awesome chat room that's been popping all night. Bobby, Riz, WrestleFan, Texas Anarchy, John, Brother Sorg, Wrestling Revolution from down there in Florida, I believe. And thank you, awesome chat room. You've been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week.